Up, peoples? Real quick, kind of going on a kind of about something real quick. Kind of a important subject. I think that it's kind of starting to starting to become obvious, become something that I want the people that follow me, the people that have followed me for the past uh, needs to be said. Um, I know a lot of people have decided to write me off. It's fine. I don't really doesn't really bother me too much because those are the type of people that weren't following me for the right reasons anyway. But one of the things I wanted to kind of go over is truth versus the money to be made. Um, I really get that you know time is money. I fully do believe that the super chats and the PayPal's uh, are a good thing. I think I think it's a good way for people to extend their gratitude for the research that content creators have put out there. Um, it's a good way for the content creators to extend their research, making getting more information out there to the people. But one of the things that I've noticed is, and maybe it's because I'm not I'm not stuck dab in the middle of it no more, but it's real clear to me that there's some people out there putting false messages and putting a narrated message out there based on what they think the people want to hear, so that they can get some cash out there. Hang on one second. One second, people. Kind of juggling two messages at the moment. All right. You may be wondering why I'm myself. Well, right now I'm in the middle of a move, so I couldn't do the computer thing. So it's gonna be a very short stream. I just wanted to, express some things that I've been seeing and answer some questions that I've seen people asking. One of the things, like I was saying, I think there's a false narrative going on right now based on what the people want to hear, and to kind of give you my reasoning for it. I think, and yeah, I'm gonna say some names, and if you don't like it, I'm sorry. If you follow them and support them, uh, that's your prerogative, obviously. But like I was saying, PayPal, Super Chat, nothing wrong with it, nothing at all. Um, I think it's a great way, like I was saying, a great way for researchers to extend their research. I think it's a great way for the people that, like yourselves, to support that research and information that's being put out there. But once it gets to a point where that information is tailored to making that money, it kind of muddies the water, kind of puts content creators um, in a bad note. I don't think a lot of people are really looking at it from the big picture of things. I saw a couple people in a couple of the chats that I'm in talking about Dred's last stream the other night, and he was talking about some of the information that Bro Sanchez was putting out there, and I think that's the kind of stuff that needs to be put out there. Um, I've heard a lot of Bro Sanchez's stuff, and I've been pretty open to the fact that I don't really know much about that etymology of a lot of things, so I couldn't question him on it, right? But I know he never taught anything about you know the incest, the fact that 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 what he's teaching is actually a religion. That's kind of what Dredge was going on the other night about, and expressing the fact that that's tailored information. He's giving you guys the information he believes will bring in the money. How do I know that? Or I'm sorry, how do I? Why do I believe that? Um, because that should have been forefront. He's I've heard him talk about, the Catholic religion and all these different religions that he goes against for those reasons. Well, Newton Gale is a big religion. It's been taught as a religion. It comes from a region of the world where it was one of the biggest religious forefronts, and talks about the incest that was going on. Um, and for someone to be talking against that for other religions, I would think he would make that explicitly informed that it was almost the same thing when it comes to Nick and Gale. I don't know nothing about them, so you know I'm not going to tell you the actual the real story about it. I can't. I would suggest you guys do it on your own. But I know for a fact that because I don't know much about it, um, I it's something that you kind of just don't notice. You don't realize. What's up, Flat Earth Hangout? I'm just kind of going over, kind of letting everyone know where I'm coming from when it comes down to uh, what I'm seeing on the flat Earth side and the information side that people are getting. Um, I've started to realize that a lot of the content creators are putting out information tailored to what will bring in the super chats, what will bring in the PayPal. Um, and I'm gonna say this over and over again. There is nothing wrong with super chat. There is nothing wrong with PayPal at all. I would be a hypocrite. I had a PayPal in my description. I do have people that subscribe to me and donate to it. That's fine, but I believe that the information you give should be the information that the information I've researched and I'm putting out there isn't going to change based on am I going to get more of it. I'm in the middle of a move, so that's why I'm doing my phone thing right now. It's going to be nice and short and sweet to the point. Yeah, exactly. Truth is free. I believe that any donation goes to supporting the content creator for means of whether or not be improving their computer, improving their research, or just the time they take to do the research is important. But that once it out there, it is tailored to the people viewing, is when it gets muddy. It becomes almost bullshit almost. If I gave information out and I said, hey, the elites are doing this, this, and this, and I noticed that was bringing in the super chats, but I never kept up with the truth of it, and I kind of just tailored to what was bringing it in. That's when it gets muddied. I think that's when it becomes bullshit. I think that's what fucks it up for a lot of content creators. I was kind of touching on the point of what Dredge was saying the other night, because I saw a lot of people asking about it, and one of the things that I wanted to express about it is he was basically giving you guys information that Bro Sanchez wasn't. I've had many email situations with Bro Sanchez that give me the reasoning I do for why I feel he's doing this. The other day, he called me out, and he took my wrench and he called me out and said, what kind of person would he be allowing me to have a wrench? I've said it 1,000 times. It's just to shape people. If that wrench means you are a flat earther or you're there to protect his chat from the trolls and all, there's difference. I emailed Bro. The reason he brought me up at all was because I actually emailed him and and said, hey, you brought up the quarries and the craters thing. A few of you guys have probably heard him saying that, and I emailed him saying, hey, I'd like to do a debate with you, Bro Sanchez, talking about how I know that quarries and craters aren't the same thing. There's no correlation to them. An email back basically saying, why don't we talk about you proving to me meteors? And I said, I, I don't know. Um, that's not what I wanted to debate. I wanted to debate you saying thing, and I know they're not. So um, he basically ran around that, and I haven't got an answer back since then. So that's kind of where I'm at with Bro Sanchez. I personally think those super chats he's tailoring to the PayPal. He's not he's not keeping it as real. He's he with the sub count he has. He's got a lot more ears than I do, and that more you have to be more informative to what you're telling the people. Um, I'm gonna go live again in a little bit. I've got some other things I gotta take. It's gonna be nice short. I'll do it when I go live again, but I just want to let you guys know where I'm coming from. Um, but that is there's people out there BSing for the money. I know I'm cutting in a bad spot, signal wise. Go live again, for a bit, and really get. But yeah, we're gonna tell everybody about it. I'll tell you guys exactly what happens in the back chats, examples and information I've gotten into. So give me about 20 minutes and I'll be back. Fuck. Regardless of what I feel a shit is information. And it shouldn't be about the money. Evidence.